Okay, so this is a real quick video. I just busted out the little tripod and everything, and I just want to talk about these headphones for a little bit. So these are the Kiwi ears Altruva. They cost me 60 euros flat. Um, and for what I paid, which is the price that I just mentioned, they're really good. I'm surprised at how. So usually, let me just talk about like open back headphones, right? Open back headphones usually are not this cheap. If they are, it's usually the Philips SHP models or like something like that, where it's like, or you just have those AKG, clones of K400s or whatever the fuck. Usually like open backs are never this cheap for this good of a quality, right? This comes in a metal housing. You have I forgot which material they used for their drivers. It's 50 millimeter dynamic drivers. I just forgot which enhanced neodymium. Yeah, so really good like driver quality also, and there's a lot of metal on this. It's very well built for what it is. It comes with some leather pads, and besides the leather pads, you also have these felt pads. The way you change them is really cool. So they just come off. They have this like little notch on the side, and you slot them in, right? If I can find it, and then you just click them, and that's it. You can easily just take them out. Really cool feature for again 60 euros. Um, and the way you take them out is really easy. You just take this and then you just wrap them around the plastic. It's the easiest I've ever had like for a replacement of a pad, and it's really cool. I honestly think that's like the coolest feature about this headphone, besides the amazing sound, which we'll talk about in a sec. So one thing to note is it also comes with a very long 3 meter braided cable, which I don't really get the point of, but it's nice to have. I can walk around my whole room without ever like unplugging my headphones. Um, and they sound really good. The cable isn't noisy at all. It's just the cable. But it's a 3.5 millimeter ended cable. It's not bad at all. Um, and it's just nice. In the box, you also get a 6.4 millimeter driver, not driver, fuck, no, adapter rather, and also just these felt pads that I just have right here. The leather pads look something like this, right? These are my AKG, not AKG. What the fuck? Audio Technica M40Xs, right? Amazing headphone that I swapped out the pads for because they had too much bass, and now they have no bass at all, but super wide. I do recommend these also, but that's not the point right now. These are like 100 euros. Again, these are 60. I'm super impressed with how they sound, and I'm super impressed with how they look also. They look super premium. This isn't real wood, this is plastic, but it looks really nice. You can't even notice that it's not, right? It looks super classy. It looks like an audiophile experience headphone. And let's talk about the audiophile experience actually. So, what they advertise is a sound of more, they call it a flat neutral, they call it neutral, they call it all these sorts of things that I kind of disagree with. They're not neutral at all, I would say, because they have a really boosted bass. Um, like they have they have a really big sub bass, which I was surprised by, because a lot of these open back headphones, until you pay like a lot of money, like 250 euros at least, you're not getting sub bass on your open back headphones. These have really good sub bass. I was surprised. I was surprised when I was listening to the Prodigy. We have it right here, right? When I was listening to really anything, right, that had a lot of bass in it, I was super surprised. When it comes to the mids, I've noticed that a lot of guitars sound really good, a lot of pianos sound really good, and I've also noticed trumpets sound good, but the vocals are a little bit unclear. When I was listening to Radiohead, just Iron Lung, actually, there's this part in Iron Lung where you have the big chorus, and usually on more vocally clear headphones rather, you hear Thom Yorke, in the back singing his voice off. On these, that's kind of muted, but it's not that noticeable. You can still hear him singing. It's just not as loud as I would say on like these, which have very very loud upper mid right range. So that's kind of when it comes to the vocal. When it comes to the soundstage, pretty narrow for open backs. Pretty, I would say, pretty narrow, but you can still there is still a bit of airiness. There's still a bit of openness that you can hear, which is great for like games. Positional awareness is good. I mean, imaging is good. It's just not a very wide sound. You're gonna hear footsteps, but you're not gonna hear them like super far away. You're just gonna hear where they are, which is still important. CS and everything. Um, Honestly, just a really good headphone. Uh, I was surprised at how good they sounded. Just I didn't expect it to be sounding this good. So yeah. Besides that, I don't think I wanted to say anything else about these. It's just super surprised at how these sounded. You also have the for like $20 more, you have the SimGot EP5, which also a good choice, but it's not as cheap as this, but it also SimGot EP5s also give you some more stuff in the box, but I don't know. I just like these. I think these are really cool headphones. I was surprised at how good they sounded, and I'm surprised at how much included in the box. It's an audiophile experience that you don't have to pay a lot of money for. Uh, so Kiwi did a good job on this. I would definitely recommend it. This can be your first pair of open back headphones, and you'll be happy with it. So yeah, thank you for listening to me.